In this video, it seems like the Bitcoin price is currently breaking out from this ascending triangle. Right here, you can see how the Bitcoin price seems to be breaking through this support level to the downside. Is this the beginning of a bigger bearish scenario, or are we seeing a fake out? I'm gonna take a look at the volume. I'm gonna take a look at some levels that I'm watching. And by the way, guys, I just need to give you a shout out to all of you who liked my latest video. 3.6 thousand likes. That's completely insane. Thank you so much. And believe me, guys, you don't want to miss this episode because I have some very important information about the current Bitcoin price action. And if you think that that sounds interesting, then I think that you should definitely watch this video. Hello guys, and welcome to the moon. My name is Carl and I'm going to bring you this Bitcoin video. And let's now take a look at the Bitcoin price. And first of all, sorry for not making a video yesterday. Actually, yesterday I had a full day on a boat with some friends, and basically I was out at sea the whole day, and yeah, there was no time to make a video. I hope that you're fine with it. I also checked the price, and the price literally moved 0% the whole day. So that's when I said I might as well skip one video. It's very rare that I do. But yeah, now I want to make an update for you guys. I think you deserve it. So let's take a look at it. Well, first of all, I want to take a small little recap of what I've been saying for the past few days. I've been saying that I'm treating this as an ascending triangle, and an ascending triangle, of course, has a 70% chance to break to the upside, approximately, and 30% chance to break to the downside. And this basically means that a breakout, of course, is coming before the end of this ascending triangle. And what I've been saying is that a breakout will come before the 10th of July, approximately. Now, of course, a breakout happens much more often somewhere in these regions, approximately 70% into the triangle, and I would put that at actually somewhere where we are currently within this range here. So the question is Bitcoin currently breaking to the downside here? That is the big question, and this is exactly what is happening currently technically, because Bitcoin is breaking this support line that was holding back there. It held back there, and it did actually hold for a short period of time right there, but then it seems like we've been rolling over. Now, is this the breakout? Because remember, a breakout can be up, it can be down. Breakout doesn't have a bias. Breakout just means that we're leaving the triangle, we're breaking out of the triangle. And well, the clue is always the volume, right? So let's take a look at the volume. This is the 4-hourly chart, and we can see that the volume is not high at all. And that is a small problem, because when you see price break out, you want to see volume rise up. And well, we're not really seeing it, because the volume is even lower than this point. And this point, as we already know, was more of a fake out rather than anything else. So how can the actual breakout have so much lower volume than a fake out in the same pattern? That makes me a little bit skeptical towards what's happening currently. But further into this recap, I want to also say that what I've been saying is that if Bitcoin breaks this support level to the downside, then this is the point where I will pay attention and start to be cautious, and my neutral bias will start to shift more into the bearish bias. However, what I've been saying is that this level is the line I'm watching, the $8,600 level, because that is the previous low. And if Bitcoin basically comes down and breaks this level, then we're getting a bigger lower low here on the on this 4-hourly time frame and on the daily time frame. And to me, that's a bearish sign. And at that point, I think that it's very likely that Bitcoin is going to come much lower. And as I've told you so many times before, the lowest range I'm watching for a bearish scenario is $6.2 thousand. It doesn't necessarily mean that we have to come all the way down there, but that's the lowest range I'm watching. If we do get this bearish scenario, we can also, of course, see that there is a lot of support down here from these previous resistance levels. And something else I was talking about in the last video was that we got a small double bottom there, a double bottom right there, and that this could potentially turn into a double bottom. It seems like this is not really playing out. I'm going to give Bitcoin a few more hours here. I mean, if Bitcoin were to shoot straight back in again, then maybe we could regard this as a double bottom, but currently it does look like Bitcoin is breaking this level. And as soon as we see more volume come in here and the Bitcoin price continue to go down, then that of course will be a better confirmation that Bitcoin is turning bearish. But I mean, we have already seen the buyers step in here. The Bitcoin price came all the way down to 8,890 here on Bitstamp. And then the buyers came in and defended Bitcoin, and Bitcoin came straight back up again. Actually similar to what happened back there. You can see Bitcoin came down. We saw a wick down below this trend line, and then the bulls came in and pushed Bitcoin back up again. But of course, we did see this roll over eventually. And if I bring out the VPVR here, we can see that Bitcoin bounced off of this volume range between 8,940 down to 8,750. This is a very big point in this VPVR, and this is where Bitcoin actually did get some support. And we can also see here that, of course, below this 8.6K level, which is the most important level in my opinion, you can see how the volume traded just drops off like crazy. And this means, of course, also that if we break this level, the 8.6K level, then we could see a big volatile move to the downside here, because there is not a lot of volume to support us here. I think the VPVR is a very, very powerful tool. If you don't have it, make sure to get it. And if you don't have TradingView altogether, I have links down below. But to get the VPVR, you actually have to upgrade your TradingView to Pro. That's a very common question I get. But I think the TradingView Pro is a very, very valuable tool. So yeah, link down below. And next up, actually Lamborghini was the first car company to accept Bitcoin as payment. And I basically asked people over on Twitter here, when do you think that one Bitcoin will equal one Lamborghini? And of course, one Lamborghini is somewhere between $300,000 and maybe $400,000. There are ones that are even cheaper, but this is more like an entertaining thing. Everyone knows that buying a Lambo is basically a meme in this space, but I still thought it was a funny little entertaining price prediction. Feel free to go down below this video, click the Twitter link, and go over and leave your comments here. We can see Ivan on Tech already answered here that one Bitcoin will equal one Lamborghini in 2021 to 2022. And next up, I want to take a look at some of your comments from my last video. Tom says that here is some better advice. Buy Bitcoin after the next leg down in global markets. It's clearly correlated for now. This comment got 25 upvotes. And I agree with you that the markets are still clearly correlated. And if we do see yet another big swing down in the Dow Jones, for example, as you can see here, then I believe that Bitcoin is most likely going to follow the Dow Jones. This is the Dow Jones, and this is the NASDAQ on the weekly time frame. Does that mean that I'm going to wait to buy Bitcoin? Well, for accumulation purposes, I think that it's wise to, instead of buying at a certain level, it's better to always buy with dollar cost averaging. So let's say if you want to invest $10,000 in Bitcoin, rather than waiting for a dip or just buying tomorrow, it's better to just divide it into 10 increments, and you decide maybe to buy $1,000 every 2 weeks for 20 weeks. Or maybe you buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin for 10 months. But instead of buying 10,000 on one single day, it's better to divide it up, because this keeps you from being emotional. Because if I go in with a big chunk of cash tomorrow and then the price goes down 20% in one big dump, then the risk is that I get emotional. I feel like maybe Bitcoin is going down to 5K after all. Maybe I sell, and then the Bitcoin price just shoots straight back up again, and I lost out on a lot of opportunity, and I basically lost money. And this is why you should always try to keep emotion out of trading and out of investing, because emotions will always lead to losses. If you feel euphoric about your trading, you're doing it wrong. If you feel sad about your trading, or if you feel anxiety, you're also doing it wrong. You're trading with too much of your money. It's the positions are too big, and this works the exact same way if you're trading or if you are investing. However, if you are on a dollar cost average plan, you can actually increase your dollar cost average if the price goes down significantly. This is something you can do as long as you are aware of what you're doing, and if you have a predetermined plan. And if this is your plan to increase, if it goes down, then go ahead. It's even a good thing to do if your long-term goal is to sell in 10 years from now. And next up, Skelly Soul says here, I am more bearish than bullish and is expecting here a post-halving dump. It's the last dump in the Bitcoin history at these levels that will happen before the bull run. Actually, a few months ago, I would have agreed with you that I think we need a big post-halving dump, and I still think we could get it, but I don't think it's necessarily needed. I'm going to show you exactly why. I think this is a very interesting point here, because if you go back to the chart, usually to create a new bull run, we need a big shakeout. But look at this massive candle we got back in the beginning of March. When Bitcoin went from, let's see, $9,000 all the way down to 3.8K, this was the big dump, I think. And if you're expecting something like this, then I'm going to have to say that no, I don't expect that. However, of course, I think Bitcoin can go down to 6.2K, and if that is what you are referring to, then I would actually agree with you. But I have seen people say that they expect below $3,000, and yeah, you might call me a permabull or a moon boy, but I just don't see that. I mean, the Bitcoin halving has already happened. We have so much going for Bitcoin. The hash rate is going up. The fundamentals are looking extremely strong. The institutions are coming in. I see a potential bearish scenario, but I don't see a huge bearish scenario with Bitcoin prices of sub 4,000. I think that this big capitulation here, it was a big shakeout for many of the weak hands. People that don't really believe in Bitcoin, there's no way they're going to hold from 9K down to 3K here, or 3.8K. Those people most likely sold here, and yeah, maybe they are FOMOing back now. This is why we might need a dump here before we continue to go up. And next up, Nighter Ragers says here, we see a rising channel starting to break down, looking for retest to 6.5, 7,000, but would not be surprised if we went to a new low 3K. So like I said, I've seen people actually call for this 3K range, and I just don't really agree. But what you say there is that we are in a rising channel. This basically would look something like this. I would say we have a rising channel like this approximately, and essentially we're breaking out of it right now. And in my opinion, I think a rising wedge seemed to make a little bit more sense than a rising channel, but that's just my opinion. That's what I see here as I'm looking at this. But like I've said before, I don't like it because of the reason that this point here is not touching the trend line, and that is not ideal. You don't like that. That is not a good thing. You want price action to go back and forth like this and always fill the whole pattern. If it doesn't, then it's actually a problem. And this is maybe actually the main reason as to why I have chosen to treat this as an ascending triangle, because with an ascending triangle drawn, you can see how the Bitcoin price is actually filling the whole pattern, bouncing back and forth like this, and that's why I think it makes much more sense. Feel free to go down below this video, leave a thumbs up. That helps out a lot. You don't know how happy you make me whenever you click the like button and when you comment down below. I actually read almost all comments, but I cannot answer all of them. But make sure to leave comments down below. If you have an interesting comment, an interesting question, make sure to leave it down below. And if you see an interesting question, make sure to upvote it, and maybe I can bring it up in another video. Thank you for watching. If you haven't seen this video, click right there right now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.